Hi, I'm Zach. My favorite topic video is on social problems caused by poverty, specifically the educational gap between students who are poor and students who are not. Um, the picture on the screen is of a favela. It is a shanty town on the outskirts of South American countries, major cities in those countries. Terrible place to grow up, very, very low income houses and places there. Now, poverty is defined as the lack of minimum food and shelter necessary for maintaining life. This is also known as absolute poverty. Now, there's different types of poverty. There's relative poverty, which is the lack of what is needed by most Americans to live decently because they earn less than half of the nation's median income. Now, there's also extreme poverty, which is also known as homelessness. This carries a particularly strong set of risks for families, especially to the children. Compared to children living in poverty but having homes, homeless children are less likely to receive proper nutrition or immunizations. There's also a recent incline in feminization of poverty. This is the number of single women heading a family alone. In the past 3 decades, the portions of these poor families headed by women has grown by more than 50%. This has affected African American women more so than any other group. Now, there's an estimated 35 million Americans, or 14% of the population, that do live in poverty. The effects of poverty are serious. Children who grow up in poverty suffer more persistent, frequent, and severe health problems than children who do not grow up in poverty. Many infants are born into poverty that have a low birth weight. It's associated with preventable mental and physical disabilities. These children tend to miss more school and have trouble maintaining the level that other students who are able to attend school have going. Sociologists have been particularly concerned about the effects of poverty on the black underclass, the increasing number of jobless, welfare-dependent African Americans that are trapped in the inner city ghettos. Now, poverty includes a lack of access to sources like education, which is what this was particularly focusing on, markets, healthcare, lack of decision-making ability, and lack of communal facilities like water, sanitation, roads, transportation, and communications. Poverty also causes what's called poverty of spirit. This is where members of the community believe in and share despair, hopelessness, apathy, and timidity. Poverty, especially the factors that contribute, is especially a factor that contributes to this social problem. Poverty forms a specific culture and way of life. It is a growing issue in the United States. The number of Americans living in poverty is continually increasing. As you can see from the screen, the percentages of Americans that are living in poverty in 2010 in the United States is not a favorable one. I believe the orange is somewhere between 5 to 10%, and it goes all the way up to 20%. As you can see, there's most of the high percentages are concentrated in the southern half of the United States. Now, to the education part. The United States Department of Education has indicated results that are clearly demonstrated that students and schools that poverty adversely affects students' achievement. The U.S. Department of Education found the following key findings regarding the effects of poverty on student achievement in the study conducted on 3rd through 5th grade students from 71 high poverty schools. These students scored below norms in all years and grades tested. The students who lived in poverty scored significantly worse than other students. Schools with the highest percentages of poor students scored significantly worse. Now, children who lived in persistently poor families scored 6 to 9 points lower on their various assessments than those children who were never poor. Another study that was conducted by Mayer tested students in reading and mathematics prior to an increase in income followed by a post-test after the increase in income. These findings indicated that reading scores and mathematics scores both rose after the increase in income. This is believed to be because of a higher ability to get materials such as a calculator, reading materials, and other help that was necessary. Other research indicates that receiving welfare has a negative effect on academic achievement. This study indicated that welfare children are twice as likely to fail in school. Welfare children are much more likely to have discipline problems in school, and children from families who are long-term recipients of welfare show significantly lower academic achievement than children who are on short-term welfare. Another possibility for the negative effects of receiving welfare assistance are that children from welfare families are often raised in an environment that lacks intellectual stimulation, emotional support. It is a literate environment, and they are physically safe in that environment. One of the attempts by the government recently to close the poverty achievement gap has been the No Child Left Behind law that was passed recently. I believe somewhere around 2008. Poverty significantly affects the resources that are available to students. Due to this lack of resources, many students struggle to reach the same academic achievement levels of students not living in poverty. Although many students score below average on assessment measures, instructional techniques and strategies implemented at the classroom, school, district, and government levels can help to close the achievement gap by providing students with necessary assistance in order to achieve higher performance in academics. Just as the picture is showing, I believe that if we work to reduce the poverty level with younger students, that they will be able to achieve more academically and give themselves a better chance to go to college, succeed in school, and succeed in life. This is a quote by Nelson Mandela. It says, "Poverty is not an accident like slavery and apartheid. It is man-made and can be removed by the actions of human beings." I think we should all follow this and help to reduce the poverty levels in the United States and help to allow younger students to achieve more.